NBC News, this is Today with Bryant Gumbel and Catherine Currick.
As we continue our look at children's TV, we pull into Shining Time Station. As the show chugs into its third season, 7 million kids and parents ride the rails every week. So all aboard, next stop, Shining Time Station. It all began 50 years ago with the tales of Thomas the Tank Engine, a series of English storybooks written by the Reverend W. Awdry. But when producers Britt Allcroft and Rick Sigelco brought them to television, Thomas and his friends came to life.
What we wanted to do was find a way to bring to television the equivalent of what children are able to gain from reading storybooks.
The show is engineered to teach tykes the lessons they need to make sure they stay on track, like the importance of protecting the environment.
The hillside will look better than ever before. You will see.
Children can draw inspiration from these stories and help to understand what's going on in their own world.
But Allcroft and Sigelco don't leave all the work up to the little engine that could. They get lots of help from the crew at Shining Time Station.
We came up with this idea of Shining Time and this guy who lives in the wall, who's 18 inches tall and comes and goes in sparkle dust, and that's Mr. Conductor.
Anyway. Cloggyville, all aboard for Cloggyville.
We picked George Carlin because we feel that he has many of the qualities that Mr. Conductor in his creation has. George has a wonderful sense of humor. There's a directness about him. There's a really gentle side to him.
And sometimes I just want to be with my friends who are little, like me.
Because he's only 18 inches high, in a way he's nearer to the size of a child. Somehow he embodies childlike qualities. But at the same time, he has been around long enough to have grown adult. He straddles both. He unifies the two.
Some of the most surprising things can happen when you stand up for what you believe.
And speaking of believing, it's time to be leaving.
Then there's station master Stacy Jones.
Oh, Ben, you have to understand there's a big difference between acting on stage and pretending in real life. I'm just the voice of reason. We like to have fun here, and I think if there is a prime word that we like to use at the station is imagination.
And you can imagine how tough it is to keep the notorious schemer in line.
No, listen, schemer. This is the most outrageous stunt that you have ever pulled.
The amazing thing about Schemer is that kids as young as, well, our youngest viewers, but down as young as 3 years old, they see through Schemer right away. I mean, that's really interesting because the idea that the kids at a very early age start to understand hypocrisy.
I'd like to make 100 nickels. But how, Schemer? How do I do it? How do we do it? How? By forming a partnership with me.
A partnership.
The kids are smart enough to be able to understand a plot that, because of somebody's actions in the beginning of the half hour, had consequences later on, just like in life.
They have some pretty nasty characters on that show.
Yes, they do.
Schemer, for example.
Schemer is very nasty.
He's a real dirtball.
And we hope that the children will understand. I was a little concerned the children might not understand the fine irony of his character.
Do you think they did?
I think they probably make it pretty obvious by the end of each show.
He's a doer, he's a dreamer, he's absolutely schemer, and he's me, the wonderful me.
Meanwhile, Billy Two Feathers brings a certain spirituality and practicality to the place.
See, Schemer and Schemy showed you the wrong way to run a lemonade stand. The next time round, you'll do it the right way.
And the jukebox puppets are pure whimsy.
When the show first came on the air, the core audience was basically 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. That's who the show is appealing to. Since then, those kids have gotten up in years, 8, 9 years old now. They're still watching the show, as far as we can tell, and a whole new group of children have come up now through the show.
And every new group means new consumers. Buying Thomas paraphernalia has become a booming business. The stuff moves almost as fast as Thomas himself.
Yeah, he does a Stacy doll. I think they're making it. I was too busy to model for it.
When we go out on the road, we get big, big crowds. And you see the happiness that's there when kids reach out and touch Thomas, or when they're able to give Schema a hug.
Wow, that's a good hug.
I don't know how much you can teach children on any given show, as much as give them room and space to be children, and to allow them to enjoy their own sense of humor, develop their sense of right and wrong, and a sense of community and caring for other people.
You made this for me?
Yeah, so you can rest and grow strong again. It even has shows Shining Time Station because it is filled with light. It's that light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, you know, we'll get into some train metaphors, but that's what's nice about a train station, because it's a place where many possibilities exist.
Reach for the speed, reach for the whistle, go where the rail may run.
I love that song. Tomorrow morning, one of my childhood favorites. It's 8:22, and we'll be back right after this.